Okay, folks, here we are, Facebook Live. Post-game call-in show. 423-702-6894. 423 423 702 6894. 423. I'm just testing our live feed. 423 702 6894. 423 702 6894. Vols post-game call-in show. We just completed the Brigham Young game. Now, don't everybody call at once. I kind of felt this coming. You know, in the third quarter there, I could kind of see something going wrong. And it was bad. It got worse. And the next thing you know, we had these guys beat. 423-702-6894. 423-702-6894. Call in. Tell me what you think about it. Bottom line is, we got these guys beat. The game is in hand. There's 13 seconds to go. They have no timeouts. They are backed up on their own, 18-yard line, something like that. I think you're right, Scott. And we let these guys throw it to some big bumbling tight end kind of guy, like 65 yards down the it's okay, Shane, you can call. 65 yards down the field when the team is essentially beat. I know the quarterback's mom was up there praying, and her prayers was answered. And the Vols fans' prayers were not answered. And neither was Jeremy Pruitt's prayers, or none of the Vol faithful prayers was answered in the affirmative that we were looking for, a win in this game. And what we got was a double overtime loss to Brigham Young. Now, perspective on this, how do you put a spin on it? We kind of saw this a couple years back, with Butch Jones in there, and they had a couple games like this. I remember Oklahoma come up there and beat us in overtime. We never could stop Baker Mayfield. Now, obviously, there's a lot better teams back in them days. 423-702-6894. 423-702-6894. Obviously, my cell phone works. If y'all know it, you can call it too. But I'm sitting here trying to put some perspective on this thing, and I'm telling you right now, dude, it's like you could feel it sliding. You could feel it sliding in the third quarter. You could feel it sliding towards the end. You kind of had a feeling that the Vols were going to find a way to lose this game. And they did, in fact, find a way. And they did, in fact, lose this game. A game that they had won. And that hurts especially hard because you got the game won. The game is over. The game is over with 13 some odd seconds to go. Brigham Young's got the ball on their own, 18-yard line, maybe something like that. And we let the dude throw a 65-yard pass to what looked like a tight end to me. I mean, how in the world this dude got open? I'll never know how he got the ball. I'll never know how he caught the ball. I'll never know how he ran down the field. I'll never know. And it's a miracle, really, that we even tackled the guy. I thought he was going to go all the way. Oh, golly. This is a sad day in Tennessee Vols history. Sad day. 423-702-6894. 702-6894. You can call my cell phone if you know what it is. What do you say about it? I mean, here we are, 0-2. Vols get beat. Vols find a way to lose a game that they had won. Now, we didn't play overly great. And I don't think Brigham Young is all that good. Everybody can kind of tell that. But our boys did fight hard in the game, and our boys did, in fact, make some plays in the game. And we showed up a little bit better on defense and stuff until we had the game won. When we had the game won, we couldn't finish the deal. We couldn't close it out. And that really makes me wonder about the snake-bit nature of this team. It looks to me like this team is snake-bit. They don't know how to win. They're kind of searching for answers. And what we got basically on our hands is a real terrible, terrible situation. They had the game won, 13 seconds to go, 18 seconds to go. We had them on their own, 20-yard line, something like that. They had no timeouts. And they allowed those guys to throw a 65-yard pass to what amounted to, looked to me like about a 300-pound tight end running down the field, bumbling down through there. Somehow got open, somehow caught the ball, somehow ran another 25 yards. I don't know how he did that. How do you do that? 423-702-6894, 423-702-6894, or call my cell phone if you know what it is. I'm sure Jeremy Pruitt is going to get grilled in there in the press room on this deal, and his next week is not going to be very good. We got a Chattanooga team coming into Neyland Stadium next week, and I am absolutely certain that they're going to be sky high thinking that they're going to get a part of the Tennessee Vols too. And it wouldn't surprise me that they did it. So, it turns out the Braves win. Somebody told me that. I appreciate that, Doug. We got a call coming in. Let's go take this call on the open line. Okay, welcome to Vols Talk.
Okay.
Huh?
Now, listen.
Huh?
Now, if you're in a Division II, would possibly have a winning record.
Would Tennessee have a winning record if we were in Division II?
Yes, this year.
I don't know. I don't think it'd be pretty tough. We might have to bounce it on down another notch. What do you think?
Yeah, because there's some of those teams that's in there that, of course, Georgia State, they're jumped up to Division I this year, but it's looking rough. I mean,
Did you watch the game?
Yes.
You watched the whole game?
The whole game should have been won by Tennessee, without a doubt.
They had the game won, right?
Yes, exactly. Had the game won. Now,
And
are we going to put this on the coaching staff or what? Here's the stupid thing. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I hate to play prevent defense with 2 minutes to go or a minute to go. But when there's 17 seconds left, you call timeout, you do what you got to do, and you make those players step back so far back that there's not going to be a pass over your head.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of shocks me. And, of course, the Vols have had this happen to us. We had it happen to us at Florida a couple years back. I think that was a Butch Jones team. We've had this same – Georgia did it to us a couple years back with a Butch Jones team, and we came back and won that one with our own 70-yard miracle. But I'm sitting there going, okay, we got these guys beat. These guys are beat. I'm fixing to pop the champagne. We're going to have a victory celebration. I'm going to come in here on the Facebook Live postgame show and sing Rocky Top, and then we get handed a 65-yard pass to a 300-pound tight end who runs another 30. I mean, how did it happen? How does that happen?
Well, that exactly. It should not have happened. And like I said, And a lot of teams lose because they've got the lead and they get away from their defensive scheme
Right.
of playing a prevent defense.
Right.
But in this certain situation, you got to call timeout and do what you got. You can't play just straight up defense with 70 seconds left and they got that length of the field to go. You do a prevent defense. You've got 3 guys rushing the passer.
Right.
And you got Dutto and 20 yards back, and all those other guys are 40 yards back.
Well, the guy caught the ball. The guy caught the ball and almost ran a touchdown. It was a miracle we even tackled the guy.
Exactly. So my point is, the coaching staff's got to be a thought with this.
Right. Right.
Bottom line.
Right. Just like last week.
And I know, was the clock running when there was 17 seconds left, or was it?
No, I think it was an incomplete pass leading up to that, and they kind of tackled the quarterback down, and the clock was stopped, and they were walking him back out there trying to line up. They were going to start it again. But and I think they did start it again before the snap. It's hard to remember on that. But, I mean, there wasn't no time left in the game, and they had no timeouts. And they were on their own 18-yard line.
They had no timeouts. See, they had no timeouts.
Right.
That's why.
Right.
You play that, and you play back so deep, it's just amazing that happened. I mean, that's why
have you ever seen a Vols team lose a game like that they had won? I can't remember. Florida, maybe.
No. I mean, there's some freaky stuff happens,
Yeah.
in some of these ball games,
Right.
without a doubt.
Right.
You can have just a tip pass that just completely goes the other way, and then all of a sudden, somebody scores a touchdown. So many crazy stuff happens in these college football games.
Right.
But watching this game, like you said, Tennessee is won. They haven't won.
The game's over. The game is over. It's over.
If I was betting on, of course, they just wouldn't beat the spread or anything, but straight up, you think, hey, this is in the bag.
Right. We got it on ice. Got it on ice.
It's on.
Yep.
And not to win it because of what happened, you got to go back. And I know, hey, Brett, he's been the coach for his second year and stuff. I understand it's not his recruits in there just yet and stuff and all that. But the players, I don't know, it's just, they themselves should know not to let anybody get behind them.
Exactly right. You've been doing this since you was in 8th grade. So tell me, what did you think about the general performance of the team?
Better. I mean, the excitement was there.
Yeah.
I think the crowd, which is Tennessee crowd, has always been there for
Oh,
them.
yeah.
The crowd and voted them to play really good.
Exactly right.
They were inspired them to do
It
that.
sure did, and that looked good. Yeah.
Really great. And it's carried on to the game. I mean, there's just some things that when they got down there, I might disagree with them not going for it on 4th down there when they kick the field goal.
Right. Right.
Those certain situations there.
We got lucky on a touchdown pass that bounced off a man.
That's true.
Yeah.
Exactly. But overall, I just think, it's just disheartening as everything, the Tennessee fan, and not to win this game because it played out the way it did. And like I said, the game was won. I mean, it was won.
The game was won. It was won.
And to lose it like that after what happened last week, I don't know what to say.
I don't either.
Say, man. But anyway, I talked to you, and I got to watch this LSU game. Hope Texas beats them.
All right, buddy. See you later. Thanks for the call.
All right, take care.
423-702-6894. 423-702-6894 on the Vols call-in show. Appreciate that caller. He's obviously a fan, and he's disappointed like all the rest of us are, and it's like, holy mackerel. Oh, holy mackerel. What do you do? How do you shake off something like this? I mean, it's like they're snake bit, It's not like they're snake bit. Yeah, our field goal kicker's the man. If I was him, I'd go ahead and quit and sign me an NFL contract and get $6-8 million, wouldn't you, Keith? But I'm telling you right now, this one hurts. This one hurts really, really bad. This one hurts so bad. When you got a game won, okay, granted it wasn't very pretty, but we won the football game. And we got these guys down there pinned down with 17 seconds to go. All right, we got another call coming in. Okay, you got to keep it PG now. You're live on the call-in show.
Okay, I'm live.
Yeah, you're live on the call-in show. You didn't see it, but Tennessee got beat in double overtime to Brigham Young.
I think they ought to fold up the program.
Spoken like
fold up the orange pup tin and go home. $35
spoke
million a year for paying Jeremy Pruitt.
spoken like a true Alabama fan.
Send it to Mike Mixon's golf shop.
Hey, that would be a lot better investment. Hey, I tell you what, I'd go up there and coach a team for $5 million. I'd take 5, and I could do better than that.
And like my brother said, I go up there and coach it for $1 million and guarantee him a lose the season before we start.
Golly, you didn't see it. I know you didn't see it, Doc, but I'm telling you right now, dude, keep it PG, by the way. We're live around the world. But I can tell you right now, we had this football game won. We had them pinned down. They were down 16-13 with 18 seconds to go. We had them on 13 seconds to go, and they were on their own 18-yard line. And we let the guy drop back somehow and throw a 60-yard bomb to a tight end that weighed 300 pounds. He probably run like maybe a 6'4", 40, and he caught the ball somehow wide open and kept on running. I thought he was going to go all the way, and fortunately, one of our guys at least had the intestinal fortitude and pride of his own game to get out there and make this tackle. But I mean, then they kicked the field goal, and here we go into overtime. I mean, you just could kind of tell.
How many seconds were left when BYU got the ball back?
Oh, I don't know when they got it back. It might have been maybe at 45 seconds or something like that. And
45 seconds. They were on their what yard line?
Well, we sacked them one time or something down in there and had a penalty or something, backed them up. Then they threw it incomplete, and we were rushing with 3 and getting to the guy. And there was 13 seconds to go in the game, and they're on their 18-yard line. And he throws a 60-yard bomb to some guy, some big old lumbering dude, running down through there. And he got wide open somehow. I don't know how he gets wide open. Then he caught the ball. Then he started running, and it's like, okay, somebody needs to tackle this guy. And finally we got him down there about the 20. But, I mean, it was a miracle we tackled the guy. In a game that we had him beat. The game was over. We had him beat.
How can you even let the guy get deep on you?
I have no idea.
I mean, why can't you contain the rear of the field?
I have no idea.
I mean,
I don't think they knew what they were doing in that case, to be honest with you. It did look to me like they were confused on that play, that they really didn't even know how to play a prevent defense, because this was a classic, 7 guys back kind of situation. So.
Well, Jeremy's a defensive expert. He ought to have them lined up and set up. You would think. You would think they would have that practice situation in the past, at least on the practice field. I believe if they would pay him another $1 million or $2 a year, I believe he could get it straight.
Right, I agree. I think it needs to raise it on up $20 million a year, don't you?
I know. I just don't think they don't quite put the pieces of the puzzle together because they feel like they're slightly underpaid.
Golly, I'm telling you what, this is really a heartbreaking situation for the UT Vols, man. I am here to tell you right now. Yes, Stephanie, it's sad, all right.
Well, after last week, this week definitely doesn't make it any better.
Well, we got a fired up Chattanooga team coming in next week.
I know.
And, I mean, they know they can win because, everybody else is.
You got it.
Golly. I'm telling you what, I ain't never seen nothing like it. You had the game won. The game was won. The game was won. And all they had to do was just one more snap of the ball, back everybody up, when the ball's in the air. I mean, why not just go up there and just knock the guy's head off before the ball ever gets there? I mean, all it's going to be is a penalty that, the clock's running out. You got them beat. They're beat.
Right.
And look at what happened. Somehow, some way, they go out of there with a win, and we get another loss. And I know Jeremy Pruitt's getting all kinds of tore up. Yeah, I know. I'm 0-2 on my predictions. I know I'm probably going to be 0 for this year on my predictions because I always pick the Vols to win no matter what. That's just how I roll. But man alive, it was a great football game, honestly. It was really a good football game. I think both teams played fantastic. And, I mean, we had the game won like we were supposed to. And then somehow, some way, this snake-bit team, the snake-bit Vols, that's what we are. We snake-bit and we let them have it. We let them have it.
I was just running down the scores a minute ago. I see LSU and them are battling at 37-31, I think it is right now.
Holy moly.
2 minutes left in the game.
That's pretty good.
So I'll flip over here and look at some of that maybe a second. I'm watching the Walker Cup right now.
Yeah.
So you need to cut that on and tune into that.
Well, I need to watch golf instead of football.
Hour-long program.
I need to watch golf instead of football, that's for sure.
Yeah, the course looks pretty nice. It's amazing how these guys make putts. I mean, these young boys, they pour it in that hole pretty quick.
Well, we better keep it on football because we got a crowd of people watching this football post-game call-in show. So we got to keep it. We got to keep it to college football, Tennessee.
Keep it on talking football.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the Vols. What do you think the Vols? How do you think the Vols are going to fare when they start playing Alabama and Georgia and all these teams?
Well, I mean, so far, the first week wasn't very good. Tonight, they played better. They had some enthusiasm. We actually had the game won, and Brigham Young, despite the fact they're not very good, is still a pretty good program. And looks like we got a 45-31 LSU's winning score right now, according to some of the people tuning in to the show tonight. But I mean, this one hurt really, really, really bad. That's all I can say. I mean, we had the game won. We didn't play great, but we had the game won, and we let them slip out of there and then gave it to them in overtime. And it's just like a criminal offense.
I think what needs to happen is Tennessee needs to, instead of practicing, they need to get trained in CPR life support.
Yeah.
They need to fly in some oxygen and some blood.
Yeah.
Because they might need it.
Well, I mean, it's going to get kind of grisly when we go down there to Florida. Now, if Chattanooga beats us and then we have to go play all these other teams, I don't know what to think about all that. But, I mean, when Chattanooga is a critical game for the Vols, I mean, that kind of tells you a little bit, don't it? And it's, I don't know if we may not even be favored.
Right.
You know what I mean? Chattanooga got a big old quarterback. He's pretty good.
It's kind of crazy.
I know, it's awful. All right, Doc, I'm going to jump off here and let a few other callers in. 423-702-6894. 423-702-6894 on the call-in show, post-game call-in show. Post-mortem call-in show tonight after Brigham Young deals the Vols a stunning double overtime defeat at Neyland Stadium when we had the game won. We absolutely had the game won. There was no question about it. We had them pinned down on their own 18-yard line with 13 seconds to go, and they let some dude that looked like he'd been eating ice cream for the last 6 months run downfield, catch a 60-yard bomb, and then stumble and rumble and dumble again for another 30 yards down there. Almost scored a touchdown. Finally, somebody tackled him. And they let him get back in there to an overtime situation that never should have happened because we had the game won. We had the game won. Hats off to the fans. Y'all did a great job tonight, keeping it loud. I mean, you were supporting the team. It was really good to see that. Our guys, I thought, played hard for the most part. Executed the game plan probably about as good as they could. Garantano makes a critical mistake there in the second half, throwing an interception to a linebacker he didn't see, and that gave him a touchdown, which was kind of bad. And we couldn't stop the run. That kind of blew my mind. Brigham Young ran the football and ran it on into the end zone in the overtime period. I mean, they got in the big scrum down there and just powered us on in. Got another call coming in. Okay, you're on the Mike's Golf Shop Vols post-game call-in show.
Hey, Mike, this is Keith, Mike.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, buddy.
What do you think?
I know what happened. I believe that the Vols during their timeout are drinking some of the wine and beers they're selling up there.
Is that what it is? They got wine and beer on the sidelines?
They need it. They don't. They need it.
I think the coach has been drinking beer. I guarantee you they're drinking tonight after this. Holy moly. How do you recover from this kind of nonsense?
Buddy, it's tough. I don't know. But like the other caller said, this is stuff that is taught in Pop Warner League.
Absolutely.
You can't let it, man. Take your 15-yard penalty and go on and play.
Oh, yeah.
That's pathetic. That's pathetic.
Oh, yeah. When the ball's in the air, go ahead and knock his head off. I mean, it don't matter what you do. You can't let the guy catch it.
No.
Not in that
But
situation.
anyway, I want to tell you, enjoying your show, and I feel for you. I was there when we had Shooter for all the years in Alabama, so I know how you feel.
Oh man, that was some tough times, but I mean this has been so bad for the Vols. I mean, it really is depressing. I mean, I can kind of tell the team has got the snake bit thing. They don't know how to win. They don't know how to win. They had this game won, and they don't know how to finish it off. Should have been able to finish this one off pretty easy, Really, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Enjoyed your show. Keep
Thanks.
Good work.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Have a good one.
All right, 423 702 6894. 423 702 6894. Call my cell phone number if you know what it is on the call-in show. Hey, I just don't know what to say about it. It's one of the most depressing. It's one of the biggest head shakers, probably the biggest head shaker I've ever seen in my whole entire life. We got these guys beat. We're going to send them back on the airplane all the way back to Utah, beat. And what happens? We got them down there pinned down on their own 18-yard line with 13 seconds to go in the game with no timeouts. And we let a guy that weighs 320 pounds run 50 yards down the field and get wide open. They throw him a pass, and he runs another 30 yards before somebody at least tackled the guy. I mean, I don't know what to think about it. You got Jeremy Pruitt. I mean, I can't imagine what he must have on his mind. And, I mean, the hot seat, you'd think a hot seat was hot. Wait till this week. It's going to get even hotter. And you got Chattanooga's got to be pumped up going to Neyland Stadium. They're fixing to do what they hadn't done since 1958, knock off the Vols. And holy moly, what a nightmarish season this has already become. 423-702-6894. 423-702-6894 on the call-in show. Or you can call my cell phone if you know it. I am really stunned and shocked and amazed that the Tennessee Vols could allow something like this to happen to them. Last week was bad enough, but this week we fought hard. We were in good enough shape to have the game won. We had them locked down, fixing to ice them on down. They're going to dump the Gatorade on Jeremy Pruitt and party all night long, singing Rocky Top. And what happens? We let a guy that weighs 320 pounds catch a 50-yard bomb with 13 seconds to go in the game and run another 30 yards before finally somebody tackled the guy and winds up kicking a field goal, going into overtime. And we fought them a couple times on the overtime, and then they just ran it down our throat, which is kind of what I thought they were going to. They caught us with their pants down on a reverse, and then they just said, okay, we're close enough for old number 5 to power it on in, and I'll be John Brown if they did not, in fact, run some kind of scrum play that got powered at about the 4, and they just kept powering right on in there, just right over the balls. It just – and then 110,000 fans walk out the stadium after sitting there for how many hours drinking beer. And they got to ride home, get in traffic, listen to this on the radio, dial up the Vols, Mike's Golf Shop Vols post-game show on Facebook, and tune in and call in 423-702-6894. 423-702-6894. I want to hear from you. Let's hear what you say about this game. I mean, I know everybody's depressed. I know I am. We had the game won. You're supposed to close it out. It was going to be a good win, too. I mean, pretty clean game. We had some mistakes in the game. I don't know exactly what the stats were on this game. I'm going to look it up real quick, just to see if I can tell what kind of stats we put up in this game. Let's see here. Tennessee, Garantano, 17 out of 28 for 176, 2 touchdowns and a pick. That's kind of a typical Garantano performance. Ty Chandler would have got my game ball for sure. He rushed for 154, Gray 77. I think it was good that the coaches gave Ty Chandler 26 carries in this game. I think that was a critical part of our success in this game tonight. He rushed for 154, a 5.9-yard average. You got Gray in there, 77 yards, 4.5-yard average. That's a good performance out of him. In the passing game, receiver-wise, you got Jennings with 88, 2 touchdowns. Obviously, he's our playmaker. Palmer, 4 for 56. Galloway, he needs to get more involved, 4 for 22. And that was kind of it. I think Wood Anderson had 1 for 5. So, in general terms, that was really kind of a lackluster effort, even though we did rush the ball very good, and Ty Chandler would have got my game ball. The other boys, Brigham Young, quarterback, 19 out of 29 for 232 and a touchdown. That's probably his best performance ever. They rushed the football for 135 yards, so, we held them down pretty good. That Williams player, they got 17 carries for 92 yards, 5.4-yard average. They actually ran the football very effectively, just like Georgia State did. So the Vols can't stop the run. We can't keep from making a critical error. Turnovers in the game. Let's see if they even shows what that is. I don't have that up here in front of me, so I can't remember Brigham Young turning the ball over, but I do know that we turned it over on an interception. And that was a critical interception because they got a touchdown off of that interception. So, I mean, the dam was breaking and the water was coming through and we were in trouble. And we found a way to, possess the ball and run it a couple times. Chandler got a critical first down. We were burning clock. We stayed with the run in that situation. I don't think it was a bad situation. Then we punted the football, punted them down into the hole with time running out. They had no timeouts. We sacked them one time, or they had a holding penalty or something, backed them up. Then he had an incomplete pass. Then on third down, they got 83 yards to go, and they get 60 of it or something crazy, throwing it to a dude that, really looked like he should have been playing offensive line to me. He didn't look like a receiver. So there you go. Vols 0-2. 423-702-6498. 423-702-6498 on Mike's Golf Shop. Vols post-game call-in show. All I can say is I'm very depressed about the whole thing. I think it's incredible that this sort of thing happens to the Vols. We had this football game won. It was going to be a very good party situation going on, and all of our fans would have been happy and satisfied, but somehow we found a way to blow it. And it really is a flukish kind of situation. I have no earthly idea how in the world that play could have ever happened, third and whatever, 13 seconds to go in the game on their own 18-yard line. They find a way to throw a pass 50 yards to a guy that, runs a 7.2 second 40. So I don't know what you say about it, boys and girls, other than the fact that it was a disastrous loss for the Vols. Everybody is crying tonight across the Vol Nation because there is no way on earth this should have ever happened, and yet it happened. So there you go. 423-702-6894, 423-702-6894, or call my cell phone on the call-in show. I don't know where we go from here. I mean, we got Chattanooga coming in. I know Chattanooga's got a good quarterback. He can run the ball. And boys, they're pretty good. And you know what? They're gonna give Tennessee all they can handle. And we could go down to Chattanooga like we did in 1958 and be 0-3, headed to the swamp. And I have no earthly idea in that case how in the world the Vol Nation is going to be reacting to this situation. But it is very depressing. It's very sad. I could probably cry right here on the video feed because I'm so disappointed at the fact that we had the game won. We played good enough to win the game, and we absolutely had the game under control with 13 seconds to go, and we somehow let these guys do the impossible and get back in the game. 423-702-6894. On the call-in show, Vols post-game call-in show, Brigham Young defeats the Vols in double overtime in Neyland Stadium. The Vols go 0-2 on the season. And Vol Nation is very upset, and we have no earthly idea what it is that we should be doing now at this point. Our boys played good. I think the fans were energized. We had a little atmosphere going in the game, and Brigham Young was putting up a tough fight, and we finally did, in fact, have them vanquished. Had them down there, third down on their own 18-yard line, 13 seconds to go in the game, and they throw the ball to some dude that, probably weighs 300 pounds, run down through there like about an 8-second 40. Caught the ball wide open and somehow starts bumbling towards the goal line, and I didn't think anybody was going to tackle him. I honestly thought the guy was going to run in a touchdown. But somehow, some way, somebody tackled him, and they kicked the field goal, and then here we go to overtime, and it just didn't have a good feel about it. I mean, you knew they were going to run the football, and you knew that we couldn't stop them, and that's kind of how this one went down. Vols are snake bit, 0-2. This was a very close, hard-fought game, very difficult game. We played pretty good, played good enough to win, had the game won, and then somehow, some way, we allowed the impossible to happen, the absolute impossible. 423-702-6894, 423-702-6894, Vols post-game call-in show after a Brigham Young defeat. And, I mean, what do you say about it? I mean, somebody call in and tell me, 423-702-6894, 423-702-6894. Call me in. Call in here. Call my cell phone. And snake bit, they suck. It's not bad luck. Oh, man. I think they're snake bit. I don't know how they give up that last play. I mean, to me, that's a coaching situation. You gotta have these guys coached up on the last play when you got them down there on their own 18-yard line, and they don't have any timeouts, and they got to go 50, 60, 70 yards even to have a chance. There's got to be a way that you got to understand in college football, pass defense or pass interference is a 15-yard penalty. So really all you got to do when the ball gets in the air is just go ahead and tackle the receiver. If it's coming his way, just tackle him. Make sure it's impossible for him to catch football. That's all you got to do. And our guys let the guy get wide open and catch the football. And there was balls, seemed like to me, all the way around the guy. I have no idea how in the world he caught that ball. How did he catch that ball? 423-702-6894, 423-702-6894, or call my cell phone if you know it. This is a head shaker. That's all I can say. I mean, my hat may not be able to take being thrown down on the ground as many times I threw it down in this thing, especially after that play. It's like, holy mackerel, how in the world does that ever happen? How does it happen that the Vols allow something like this to happen when we got the game won? Kicking field goals instead of scoring touchdowns. Yeah, I know. Not very good in the red zone. Not very good in the red zone. The TD we did get down there to one of those TDs to Juwan Jennings bounced off somebody else's face mask, I think, and kind of was an immaculate reception. So it's like, wow, this team is really befuddling the Vol Nation masses. We really don't have any idea. Yeah, I know. Kicking field goal. We got a good field goal kicker at least. If we got in a field goal kicking contest, we could probably win. But my goodness, why can't we run the football down their throat like we're supposed to and score touchdowns down in the red zone? I don't get it. I know they one time called Garantano's number to run in down there on an option play or some kind of keeper or something. I mean, at least he got a yard or two, but I mean, it kind of stunned me that he even got that. But wow, I just got I have no idea what to say. 423-702-6894, 423-702-6894 on the call-in show. We're only going to go a few more minutes since we don't have anybody calling in. It seems like everybody's watching other games or whatever. Bottom line is Tennessee Vols go down to Brigham Young, double overtime in Neyland Stadium in front of 115,000 fans or whatever have been sitting there drinking beer for 4 hours. Now they got to go get in their car and try to figure out how to sober up and drive home. And, man, it's going to be a long road home listening to the radio and listening to people talk and dialing into the, Mike's Golf Shop Balls postgame show and calling in and listening to what the fans are saying about this situation. 423-702-6894, 423-702-6894. Call in on the call-in show. We want to hear what you say. What do you think about the Vols? How are we doing? 0-2. Got a tough Chattanooga team coming in Neyland Stadium next week. That might get kind of rough. It's a very, very 0-3 scenario kind of staring us right in the face. All right, 423-702-6894 on the call-in show, 423-702-6894, or you can call my cell phone. Give me a call. Let's talk about it. We got about 5 more minutes on the show, and that's it. I'm going to go back home and watch some other football games. And, by the way, this particular show is sponsored by Mike's Golf Shop, where we buy golf. So check out webuygolf.com and sell me your clubs. 423-702-6894, 423-702-6894 on the call-in show. I really do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I know it's sad. I know it's awful. We had the game won, and we found a way to let them have it. I don't know what to say about it, except I'm going to sign off now for another stunning defeat at Neyland Stadium to a team that we had beat. I don't know what to say, except go Big Orange.